The Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir, with regard to the Repealing and Amending Bill 2014, let me first place that what is the object and reasons of the enactment. Basic necessity of the object was that acts mentioned in the schedule have become obsolete and exercise of different statutes. Now the question comes why it has become obsolete. In our country, there is no dearth of law. Various laws are there. But unfortunately, the agencies which have been assigned by the Act to discharge their duty, they are not discharging their duty itself. A vibrant law has been turned into a obsolete law just because of non-implementation of the legal provisions by the agencies which have been assigned. That has been done not within a 1 day or 2 days. By reason of the fact of decades after decades, authorities have not discharged their duties and law has become obsolete. Therefore, while we are taking the steps for the Repealing and Amended Bill 2014, simultaneously, it is the responsibilities of the central government to look into this. The provisions of all the existing acts are being implemented in proper time and executed. That would be the benevolent object if we really go by the statutes which have been enacted by the Parliament. In the Parliament, we only legislate the law and send it. But it is the duties and responsibilities assigned to the government agencies and the officers to implement the same. And I will request the Honorable Law Minister, when you have come with up this, please put up a mechanism. Through that you can ensure the legal provisions are implemented. I just give you one example. Prior to independence and after the independence, Code of Criminal Procedure is there. Section 154 and simultaneous provision before 1973 Act was there. Now after long years, the Supreme Court has said, when there is a cognizable offence in a quasi-constitution bench, in an arising out of Uttar Pradesh case, Lalita Kumari, then FIR has become mandatory. Why? It is the responsibilities of the executive agencies to see the law is being implemented. Another factor of bringing this law is the defect in drafting. Honorable Deputy Speaker, sir, I will tell you that it is a very unpleasant for a legislature to hear outside of the Parliament when a law is criticized in the court of law. The drafting is so bad, drafting of the law is so bad. Why it would be done? Why repeatedly Supreme Court will criticize the lawmakers because of the poor drafting and bad drafting of the law? Why repeatedly the Supreme Court has to interpret doctrine of omniscience causes by reason of the fault of a drafting of the law? I will request the Honorable Law Minister that henceforth you kindly personally to look into the drafting of the law, because you have brought it, the amendment, some of the amendment by this Act itself, because of defect and drafting of the law. Sir, I will request one thing, that law doesn't remain in an island. Law has to be enacted only because of the requirement of the country itself. Do not enact any law only because of the desire of any individual. Individual comes and individual goes. And when an individual goes, law again becomes obsolete. Therefore, feel the need of an enactment of a law on the basis of the necessities of the societies and then the enactment of a law. Sir, I will request, we are having a law commission which examines the different provisions of the enactment of the law. But is the really law commission is so effective to deliver the goods? I have no disrespect for the law commission. Law commission is consisting of the very senior judges. I am not addressing you. Why? Respected members, I have all respect. But law commissions has to be made more effective. It has become inefficient. It has become the recommendation of the reports of the law commission should be made available, at least to the parliament to understand the things. Sir, there should be a mechanism for review as regards implementation of law. Sir, very recently we have introduced, amendment has been made in the month of August as regards the SEBI. But why? The provisions are not being implemented. The provisions have to be implemented. That is the main broad object of the things. The provisions, if not implemented, then the law would become obsolete. Sir, there should be publicity of the service-oriented law. If the service-oriented law is not implemented, publicized, like the National Consumer Products Act, it has been made more public. Public has become cautious of this and the law is being implemented much. To think over existence of all pre-existence law of the independence. Now this law requires to be reviewed, like Indian Penal Code, like Police Act. It needs an review for that because it was long back before independence, 1872, 1860 Act. Now time has come to think over this. Now if this thinking is there, if this exercise is being made by the law ministry, I don't think that these types of acts are required. And sir, I expect from ministers to behave properly like Mr.